World Darts Championship, Sunday and #X27 semi-final predictions, betting tips, odds, order of play and TV times. It and #X27 semi-final night at the PDC World Darts Championship. So here and #X27 our match-by-match preview and predictions ahead of the action. So after all the shocks and drama, our Final Four includes the best two players in the world and the Premier League runner-up. Flying the flag for the underdogs, who have created so many incredible stories and upsets throughout a largely unpredictable tournament, is debutant Nathan Aspinall. The Stockport man started out at as big as 751 with some bookies, but now and #X27 only and #X27. Michael Smith stands in his way of a place in the final against either Michael van Gerwen or Gary Anderson. Below I and #X27 V compiled each player and #X27 tournament statistics and routes to the semi-finals, as well as head-to-head records and match previews. Evening session. Click on the odds for more Sky Bet Match Markets tournament stats. Smith first, routes to the semi-finals. Click here for full tournament results. Michael Smith Nathan Aspinall head-to-head overall, 312,018 meetings, 0 career titles, 11-1, TV, 2-0 2018 titles, 3-1, TV, 1-0, preview. Regardless of tonight and #X27 result, Nathan Aspinall and #X27 debut has been one of the great underdog stories of this unforgettable World Championship, and if the sporting gods have anything to do with it, assuming they exist of course, then maybe his life-changing journey can take one more giant step. Not that he needs divine intervention anyway. The Stockport man, who headed to the Alexandra Palace ranked 71st in the world, has got here through a combination of tremendous battling spirit and sheer quality that he and #X27 now showcasing for all to see. At 27, Aspinall has been around for a few years now without too much exposure in televised tournaments, but there were recent signs that his potential would soon be realized when winning his maiden PDC Tour title back in September. Having started out as a 751 and #X27 no-hoper and #X27, with some bookies pre-tournament, he and #X27 now pocketed a minimum of £100,000, which will see him rise up to the cusp of the world and #X27 top 32 and help take his career to the next level. Nathan Aspinall is changing his life with his brilliant official PDC run at Ethis Macron at Nathan Aspi, just one of the new breed of players coming through. Love the darts #World Championships pic.twitter.com/gagbmla. He averaged almost 100 in a stunning quarter-final display against Brendan Dolan, who was a potentially awkward customer, while his 4-1 triumph over the dangerous Kyle Anderson also raised eyebrows. Either side of that match were two quite incredible comebacks, with his 3-2 win over Gerwen Price surely going down as one of the most dramatic of the entire tournament, and not just because of the wild atmosphere it created. AO2-0 and you ... it up and a crowd yell at Gerwen Price. pic.twitter.com/CJBGDISEX. The Grand Slam of Darts winner had a match dart win leading 2-0 in sets, but Aspinall never gave up and came through to send the Ally Pally wild. Find movie scenes. Nathan Aspinall is the new hero of the Ally Pally after coming from 2 sets down to defeat the man everyone loves to hate, Gerwen Price. Amazing atmosphere. pic.twitter.com/HLNOTCV4Q. He had to come from 2 sets down against a resurgent Devin Peterson in the 4th round, but he and #X27 need to combine that fighting spirit with the same level of quality he produced in the quarter-final to stand a chance against Michael Smith. The Premier League and World Series of Darts Finals runner-up, who has won 3 titles this season, got off to a bit of a sluggish start against Ron Meulenkamp, but since then he and #X27 played fantastically to charge into the last 4 here for the first time in a career that and #X27 surely ready to take off big time. Smith, who I tipped at 16-1 pre-tournament, has averaged around 100 for the past 3 games, including a mark of 103 in a 5-1 thumping of Luke Humphreys last night, while he and #27 only dropped 5 sets. The 28-year-old Street Helens man would also be topping the 180s chart ahead of Gary Anderson, who has 40 compared to Smith and #27 34. Had his matches not been quite so short by his own doing, and it really seems like everything is clicking into place. A plus-minus I diaresis Adila Eths Macron Michael Smith won the third set in 4 minutes. pic.twitter.com/eek9znrvmit and #x27 just a question of whether he can deal with the pressures and expectations of the occasion, but I and #x27 am confident he can. As far as a bet is concerned, how about Smith to win the match, score over 9.5 180s and have a checkout of over 121.5 at 5/4? Eths Macron why Michael Smith knows he needs to win a world title sooner than later due to the rising standards of the game and number 39 newest stars ... thy squared why apostrophe ... and that includes at Bully Boy 180 and number 39 4-year-old son Jr., who has already hit a 180. pic.twitter.com/KenPkerwin prediction, 6-3 tournament stats. MVG first, routes to the semi-finals. Click here for full tournament results. Michael van Gerwen Gary Anderson head-to-head overall, 36-18, 2 draws 2018 meetings, 7-3, televised, 5-3 career titles, 116-46, TV, 45-16 2018 titles, 18-8, TV, 4-4. Preview. Despite all the carnage of this unpredictable World Championship of shocks, we and #x27 now fittingly ended up with the most predictable of semi-finals. Anyone who backed Michael van Gerwen at odds against prices before the tournament began will be feeling pretty pleased with themselves right now, but the acid test comes tonight. And even if he does defeat the second best player in the world, based on general consensus rather than rankings of course, a final against likely opponent Michael Smith would be far from a walk in the park. Nevertheless, the world number 1 has unsurprisingly been the standout player statistically, averaging over 100 in all 4 of his one-sided victories, which means he and #x27 now done so in 17 straight World Championship matches dating back to when he recorded a mark of 99.03 in a first-round scare against Renate Ams. Whatever happened to him? 3 years ago. He branded parts of his performance against Tryon Joyce as and #x27 terrible and #x27, but in truth it was only a minor wobble, and he and #x27 find it much easier to raise his levels for a high-octane game with a player of Anderson and #x27's caliber, just like he did for the hyped-up affairs with Max Hopp and Adrian Lewis. The Flying Scotsman is lucky to still be in the tournament after surviving monumental scares against Jermaine Wadamana, who missed a match, Dart, and Chris Dobby in 2 epics that in #x27 live long in the memory, but he dragged himself over the line before the real Gary Anderson turned up against Dave Chisnall. We and #x27 seen many great duels between these all-time greats, and considering several have come this year, there and #x27 no reason to expect anything less than another showstopper. Who could forget when they both averaged 110 in a crazy Premier League clash in which MVG just missed out on a 9-darter moments before Anderson and #x27's 170 checkout. When Michael van Gerwen threw 7 perfect darts, left himself 60 after 9. Only for Gary Anderson to hit a 170 checkout. More of the same on Sunday please. pic.twitter.com/OPKOXIV. All 3 of the Flying Scotsman and #x27's victories over the world number 1 this season have come on TV, including another Premier League clash, a pulsating Grand Slam of Darts semi-final and a Champions League of Darts encounter that ended so dramatically. One of my favorite Gary Anderson v MVG moments was at the Champions League in September. In a deciding leg, Anderson was way back on 299 when MVG left himself a finish. A great lesson in why never to give up. Pic.twitter.com/6kvrote1ru MVG, who did get his revenge in the last 4 of the Players' Championship finals last month prior to losing to Darrow Gurney later that same night, may have won 18 PDC titles in 2018, but he and #X27 won the same amount of televised crowns as Anderson with 4 apiece. Van Gerwen and #X27's biggest prizes were the Premier League, Masters and the World Grand Prix, while Anderson picked up the UK Open, World Match Play and Champions League of Darts. Both men, of course, would swap all of those to become the first man after Phil Taylor to win the PDC World Championship more than twice. Macaron currency. What will the World Darts Championship final be? Overall I think Van Gerwen will edge it, but if you add in 180 machine Anderson to hit most maximums you can get 5 halves. If you think it and #X27 be close but can and #X27 decide who and #X27 win, then how about 3-1 on there to be over 39.5 legs, a high checkout of over 149.5 and more than 24.5 total 180s. Prediction: 6-4 Tuesday, January 1 evening session, 1900 TV coverage, Sky Sports Darts full World Championship draw and schedule.